In my connection to Odisha has been from childhood. The first art form I've ever done was Odisha.
Then I can ask you, Kemi Laguchi.
Actually, it was not even my fault. But if A.R. Rahman scolds you, you just listen. You don't argue. Rangoboti, ha Rangoboti, Rangoboti, kono kolota, hasipade kahalo kotha.
This one would be a fantastic hit for you. Hi and welcome to another episode of Dil Dosti or Dus Sawal. Odisha is a beautiful state with tradition, culture, fashion, fabrics, food, and the best is Odissi dance. I have a dancer with me today. A dentist with me today. Oops, sorry. I have a person and a personality who's great in everything that she tried and have reached all your hearts. She's none other than Nikhita Gandhi. Nikhita is here with me in Mybhubaneswar and she's performing in a lot of places and we should welcome her right now. Hello, Nikhita.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm great. I love coming to Bhubaneswar.
How many times you have come here?
Many. I actually have no count. My connection to Odisha has been from childhood. From I can remember my first love, the first art form I've ever done was Odissi.
Yeah.
And disciple of Guru Kelichand Mahapasra.
Oh, lovely.
So, I've grown up with sirs who would come from Odisha and, speak to us in Odia and be like, Pani Khai bhi.
And then I can ask you, Kemi Laguchi.
What is very?
बहुत भल लगुची.
बहुत भालो लगा.
Well, Laguchi. Because you have been living in Kolkata and you had been traveling to Chennai for your studies.
Yes.
Then you have gone to Bombay, then this and that. So you have not been here to Orissa except for coming to Jagannath Puri or else for performances.
Yes.
Childhood memories of Orissa?
We did that whole Puri and all that. Every Bengali child has Calcutta, Puri is or like holidays. All that we've done. I've come to Bhubaneswar a lot for as an adult, as an artist. For performances, college shows, public shows, private shows. So but I love coming here because it's so beautiful. Like it's such a beautiful, clean, green. City and food is amazing.
Amazing. Thank God this was one of my questions that have you ever tried Odia food? But
Chhenapona. Chhenapona. What did I say? Chhenapona.
What is Chhenapona? So that's a big sweet dish again.
I had one more thing at a friend's house, which is a very patla doi kind of thing with a lot of with bhat and all that inside it. It was kind of like a soul curry. But it's apparently a very
sweet dish.
No, it was a savory dish. Very light.
It must be kanji because it is again southern part of Orissa makes a lot of kanji. Okay. It's you cook with the fermented rice and then a lot of vegetables in that.
It was kanji.
It's a fulfilling dish.
It's a very homely kind of.
I'm a foodie now. I'm being should have kanji more. Yeah. But coming to Orissa and you feel like you're back home. I'm sure.
Yes.
But the journey that you have gone through, while giving the introduction, I was thinking, what would I talk about her? She's got so much to her and a singer and award-winning singer and a person who has been a dentist. And you didn't leave dentistry in between, right?
No, I finished my studies. Yeah.
Thank God. बहुत सारे लोग घर से भाग जाते हैं अगर बॉलीवुड में चांस मिलता है. How did your career in singing start? Because I remember you were learning Hindustani classical.
Yeah, so Hindustani classical I learned as a kid in Kolkata. Both dance and music I learned side by side, Odissi and Hindustani classical.
Are you the only child?
Yes.
Punjabi and Bengali mix and only child. So you wanted to have everything. Your parents wanted you to do.
I think I was a sports person also in school. I enjoyed doing everything.
But Baba, we didn't read about your sports thing in Wikipedia.
No, as in I was a runner in school and all of that.
Achha.
So I was always I love trying things. Basically, I love trying my hand on new things but sports, music, dance, everything has always been a part of my life.
Brilliant. And that way you started singing in different other languages.
So when I went to Chennai to study, dentistry, that is where actually my career in music began. Because I went there and I was bored of only doing, because I'm so used to doing everything. So only college, only padhai, I was like, this is not happening. So I joined Rahman Sir's music school.
Yes.
And that's where actually I met him. And, then he liked my singing and he started calling me for professional recordings.
Rahman naam aate hi lagta hai ki it's, I think, some god has just come down to earth. So, and you being a disciple or he being your mentor is such a huge blessing.
Absolutely.
Do you remember anything that he said that you are not supposed to do this and you're supposed to do that?
Well, he scolded me many times. I remember once he scolded me about something, and like actually it was not even my fault, but if A.R. Rahman scolds you just listen, you don't argue. So, he was like, why don't you know the song yet, this, that, and nobody had given me the brief. So I was just waiting. He was like, if you are in the studio, from the second you enter the studio, you should be just focusing on the song and whatever has been given to you. So I couldn't even break his speech and say that, sir, nobody told me anything. But,
well, that's okay. But it's nice that you...
But I don't know why, when he was scolding me, instead of getting upset, I was very happy. I was like, this man cares enough to scold me. So
wonderful.
So to me, that was like, wow, A.R. Rahman is scolding me. He must care. So it was, I don't know why, it was like such an exciting thing for me.
About life, while we're talking about, it's like a lot of languages she sang, and many would not know that you have sung in Arabic too.
Have I? Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
I've sung in Chinese also.
Chinese also?
Yeah. But don't ask me to sing it. I don't remember anything. But I sung in this.
Do you remember the lyrics?
Nothing.
No, nothing.
But I remember going to the studio and I was doing Made in China, the film. And there was some scene in the film where there was a bar singer, Chinese singer, like performing and whatever, some situation in the film, and they called me and they were like, there was a person who came to supervise to help me pronounce the words, and I was like, why would you call me? Like, how? And I somehow pulled it off. And I was like, wow.
It was right. It was right.
I mean,
proper.
I don't know. He was like, yeah. I mean, the session got over means, and it released also.
When I was singing Oriya song,
I
would appeal our producers.
I would appeal.
Ask her. Yeah.
In fact, during one of the first few Coke studios, when Rangoboti version was done by Ram Sampath and his Sona Mahapatra, they did a rendition. I remember, feeling like, oh, I know this song. Bachpan se I have done.
Yeah.
So I was like Rangoboti, and everyone was like discovering Rangoboti. I was reliving Rangoboti because...
And that's how...
We used to do our...
Because you are a neighbor. You had been a neighbor.
I danced to that song. Like choreographies. And I was always a boy. Because most of the time there are they would make pairs in that song of girls and boys in two lines, and that all that would happen. And I would always, because I was
please, two lines of it. Please.
Rangoboti, 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 Rangoboti. Ha Rangoboti, Rangoboti, kono kolota, hasipade kahalo kotha.
Amazing. In the phase of COVID and lockdown and everything, you might have gone through some depression, some low phase.
So the first lockdown was 21 days. I did this thing called 21 Days of Love, where I just kept releasing something or the other, some cover, this, original, whatever, every day. Because, I mean, my thing was like, hum sab phone pe atke hue, we're all in house arrest. So some kind of release, So then after that got over, then I was just making music, and after I got bored of that, I started painting things in my house. I literally repainted my entire house.
Now, you tell me your experiences in the dark phase, or in the darkness, or somewhere you're walking and something happened that scared you.
Oh, that darkness.
That darkness.
Oh no, I'm going to try not to cry.
Okay.
No, but I had a...
You sure? Like you?
Yeah, I had a Labrador. I mean, it's a very beautiful story actually. I had a Labrador and she passed away last year. And, it was I had never lost a pet before that, and she died in my arms. It was a very difficult thing for me to go through, the loss. It's like losing a child. Like for me, it was like that. And I remember my friends, they came home and they were consoling me, and they were also dog parents, and they said that, you might experience... So one of my friends, she told me something very strange. She said, you might experience some supernatural things. Ultimately, I finally slept at night after all the crying and this and that. In the morning, I woke up and I came to the living room to check on my puppy, like the younger dog.
Younger one.
And he was sitting where he usually sits, and on the couch where my
Older one
used to sit, there was literally a paw print, like a print as in like the like a as though some the weight of some
weight of the paws. Oh God.
And I have a picture of it because I couldn't believe what I saw, and I was just looking at it because I thought maybe it's me, wanting to see something,
Okay.
But I took a picture of it because I couldn't believe it, and I started. I mean, obviously, it was a very like sad, emotional, but for some reason, it was I've never experienced something like that, and I think experiencing supernatural things in the form of love.
Love, yes, that's what I'm saying. What kind of a song that you would love to sing that you have not done as yet?
I don't think I've left too many stones unturned. This year, actually, I did ghazals, which I'd never done before.
Ghazals, okay.
I mean, I have done it already, but it was a new chapter for me in 2023, as I'd never touched ghazals growing up. In fact, there are two genres I've never explored too much, and I got to do little bit of it in the last few years. One is Rabindra Sangeet and one is ghazals, because I have two of my didas are actually a very prolific artist. So what happens, you don't want to do that because you're like, nahi bhai, matlab, whoever is
in your genes. It is in your basic bloodline that you're a singer, performer, and you like the art forms and everything.
Yeah, though I am born to the most pragmatic dida. My dida is a chemistry teacher.
Oh yeah.
All the other didas are.
And that's why the chemistry is working here. So ghazals you have done, and your High Hook was just released, I suppose.
Yes.
And that's like creating havoc in people's life, in parties and everywhere. You tell me something that if given a chance, would you be getting into acting or anything else? Like
everybody keeps asking me that.
Because you're so pretty and you're full of life and you don't need to a script or anything. Like you told me, don't.
That's why it's not acting. I don't need
You don't need a script.
No, but I would love to. I think I love exploring performing arts. So whether it comes in the form of acting or doing a play or a musical even, I would love to explore these things.
And now, as you had been getting everything in your life and you had been working on it, how did you feel when you got your first nomination for your song and awards?
So my first nomination was Rabta. That was my first song in Bollywood. And I remember I came late for the award show because it was my team that sort of messed it up. I was in another interview and so I was in the interview, so I didn't know what time it was.
Oh, okay.
And then, nobody, I don't know, so it kind of got delayed, and then I reached, and then I had to wait till the end of the award show to receive my award and redo that take and all of that.
Okay.
But I sat through because it was like my first award, and
many more to come for sure.
Yeah, and it was my dad's birthday that day.
Oh, amazing.
19th December.
So he's lucky for you. So every birthday you should be getting more awards.
Yes.
Any regrets in life?
I studied too much.
And
मतलब इतना पढ़ाई करके अगर म्यूजिक ही किया तो कम किया करना चाहिए था. वो ही मतलब रिग्रेट नहीं. I sometimes I wonder like इतना मेहनत क्यों किया पढ़ाई.
What else is coming up next?
A lot of music on my channel, independent music. Apart from that, film का तो होता ही रहता है.
इंसान के पास हुनर होता है, टैलेंट होता है, स्किल होता है, अब कुछ ना कुछ होता है, बट एक इंसान के पास एजुकेशन भी है, अच्छा अपब्रिंगिंग भी है, एक गोल्ड माइन जैसा हार्ट है, अब हुनर तो है ही है, खूबसूरत भी है, एंड एवरीथिंग इन वन पैकेज. लाइक देयर इज अ huge thing. Like I become a fan of yours. Anybody who's watching you, Nikhita, you are an inspiration for them. For sure. And that was Nikhita Gandhi, the bouquet of talent and skill with me, Sabyasachi Satpathy, signing off, and I'll see you soon.